Hello, folks, and I'm sorry it's taken me a while to get back to this series. This is going to be a continuation of Articles of Freedom. I believe this will be number 8. I'll have to check before I post to make sure if it's 8 or 9 that I'm supposed to be doing now. First, I just want to let you know that this one I'm doing right now, as well as the Defend America First or the DAF, I'll also be including into the playlist over on the other side, as they have a relevant playlist already created that speaks upon the subjects, but this is the detailed information you're getting from me. All right. Now, we were on the Articles of Freedom from the Continental Congress that met in 2009. And we were at remedial instructions to each of the several states. Whereas law inconsistent with the letter or spirit of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution for the United States may be hastily and unadvisedly passed, be it ordained that here shall be listed the members of the Joint Committee for Constitutional Governance. Shall be constituted a committee to be called Committee for Constitutional Governance, which shall review all bills about to be passed into law by the state legislature. Hey, it's not like the new slaughter option. I like that new name they've come up with. Don't even vote on a bill at all. Just grease it right through to the prez. Way to go. Really representing your delegates there, aren't you? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone there. Anyway, let me see how much time I've wasted doing that. Okay, only 2 minutes. All right. Okay. As for that purpose, the committee shall assemble themselves from time to time when the legislature shall be convened. The size and funding of the committee shall be sufficient to allow the effective and efficient operation of the committee based on an annual review by and including the recommendations of the Comptroller's Office. All bills that have passed by each chamber of the legislature shall, before they become laws, be presented to the committee, which will identify and record in its minutes the provisions, if any, of the state constitution that authorize the parts of the bill and any prohibitions or restrictions that would be violated. If upon such consideration it should appear improper to said committee or a majority of them that the bill should become a law of the state, then the committee shall return the bill, together with their objections thereto, in writing, to the chamber, in whichsoever the bill shall have originated, who shall enter the deed to reconsider the bill. Well, that ain't happening with the health care bill. If a provision in any bill is found to be repugnant to the letter or spirit of our Declaration of Independence and or the state constitution with its objections, that chamber shall publish the objections in its minutes and proceed to an up or down roll call vote, accepting or rejecting the committee's report prior to any future action on the bill. If the bill passes the roll call vote, accepting the committee's report, the bill itself would then be voted on. If a majority of the members agree to pass the bill despite the committee's objections, the bill together with the objections shall then be sent to the other chamber, where the process would then be repeated by an up or down roll call vote on the committee's report, followed by the vote on the bill itself. And in order to prevent any unnecessary delays, be it further ordained, each bill shall be returned by the committee within 10 days. 1. Unless the committee notifies each chamber that it requires more time to complete its review, specifying the time required, but in no event shall the committee take more than 30 days to return the bill, or 2. Unless the legislature, by its adjournment, renders a return of the bill within 10 days impractical, in which case the bill will be returned on the first day of the meeting of the legislature after the expiration of 10 days. Look, folks, I know this stuff is really dry, boring, you may not even be able to continue to follow along, but please, please do so. It isn't just voting, it's awareness of how the structure of government is supposed to be that needs to be an awareness for all of us. We need to know how everything is supposed to function. If we don't know how it's supposed to function, then how can any of us even attempt to fix it if we don't know how it's supposed to be in the first place? Well, hell, if that's the case, if we don't take the time to learn this, as well as the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, then what makes us have a better standing position to do anything as far as governance if we're no better than the actions of the government that you're complaining about? See, we've changing government. You've got to know government. You've got to sincerely want that change, or you're no better than what you're fighting against. You understand? It breaks down that damn simple. This is not something somebody can just jump right into and take off on. It takes some common sense, and it takes some knowledge on the power structure as it should be according to the Constitution. Separation of powers. Do you understand that? Do you understand why these minutes and next article, petition for redress in the First Amendment? Do you understand why this is so important? I really hope you do, people. You know, if you can't get this part of it and know it intuitively, even if you don't know it verbatim, and you can't sit here and quote it off, but you know in spirit and in general because it's near and dear to you. You want to see correct governance. Well, as long as you have a sincere desire to, and you've reviewed the material however many times you care to, hopefully it's more than once. You know, nobody gets it once because it is dry and a droll subject matter. But it's necessary for understanding the function of government and the principles upon which those foundations are built upon, and why they are what they are. All right. Please, you know, no disrespect to anybody. Understand that. This is just the way I perceive our reality, and we have to. So it looks like I've burned up time, so I'm just going to close this one off now and find out what number it's supposed to be. And I'll be starting on Article 3, petitions for redress and the First Amendment. See, you got to understand about the amendments too. What do they mean? Why are they there? All right, when we're already in the Declaration of Independence, born right with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So when you understand the amendments, just further clarify or expound upon the rights that are given under the Declaration of Independence, you see the need for the amendments. I hope everybody's with me. No, I'm not a history professor, but I've had a lot of history in my in my background here. My last one, political science history. A+. Didn't even have to crack the book. You know why? Because I lived through it. That's how damn old I am now. So what they're teaching in school is what I've lived. But this is it, people. I'm going to finish up the Articles of Freedom tonight so I can go back to the Senate report about the state of the Constitution under a national emergency. Another dry and droll presentation.